Today we have a 1999 Mustang, and the turn signal switch is going to be replaced on this car. The reason for the turn signal switch in this case is because the brake lights are not functioning. They're not turning on at all, not even the third brake light. I tested the brake light switch at the brake pedal, and it is getting power through it, and from there it always goes through the turn signal switch. So the first thing we're going to do is disconnect the battery. We don't want the airbag to deploy by accident. I'm going to try to remove this top and this bottom case right here without removing the steering wheel. I know it can be done on a Ford Ranger, so I'm going to try that first, but if not, I'll have to pull the steering wheel as well. Give myself a little bit more room. I'm going to remove this panel right here. There was a 8mm screw right here and the 8mm screw on this corner, and I've dropped them down. They look like that, and this panel does pop out, so I'm going to use one of these tools I got from Harbor Freight. It's just a panel tool, plastic, and it keeps you from scratching or tearing up your equipment. So I'm going to use this to pop the panel loose. There we go. There are 4 Phillips screws. There's one there. And there's one there, there, and there. And we're just going to remove all of these out, and then this whole casing should separate right there. It splits right there. It should be able to split it apart. Okay, so we have another screw, and it's way back there. I can't get to it because of this plate, so I'm going to remove this screw here, and then there's one in here. There may be others, but I think that's it. Now I'm going to unscrew the tilt wheel rod so that this plate can be pulled off. I'm using a 6mm wrench. It's a little bit loose. Probably a 5.5 or 5 would work better, but this is loosening it up. So there's a little indentation on the rod here. You can't really see it in the video, but there is a indentation, and you can put your wrench on that. Okay, I got that rod out, and this lower casing should just come right out. Yep. I'm going to work with this. I'm going to see if I can just pry this up a little bit to where I can just get to the screws on this switch. Okay, I got this top piece pried up, and you can see there's only 2 screws on this switch. There's one where my finger's pointing at, and the other one is right there. And I believe I can pull that out and disconnect the harness once I have it out. By the way, it's going to take a T-20 Torx head to take this switch off. It is possible to work the switch out, and then we're going to see that clip right there. We're going to remove this wiring connector, and we're going to remove this wiring connector. Many times you have to put a little screwdriver in there and pry it out just a little bit. Don't pry it too much because you can break it, but both sides have to be spread apart before it'll pull out. So that's the next step we do. We've removed the old one right here, and as you can see, there's a place where the harness connects there, or the connectors connect there too. And so we're about to reinstall, and you just install everything back in the reverse process that you just did, and that'll fix your turn signal, whether it's your wipers, whether it's your brake light's not working, or it's your turn signal's not working. This is how you do it. Thank you. Another thing I do want to point out as I'm putting this back together, all your wires here need to go back. See, that one's even trying to get on top of that plastic post there where your screw comes through on the bottom plate. Make sure all your wires are back behind that, or they'll get pinched on the wrong side, and that could give you problems.